Hi everyone, we've got a Mercedes E-Class, but it's going to be the same on most of the Mercedes, and we'll be replacing the handle for the handbrake. This one is E250, I think it's 2012 or 13, but it's going to be practically the same on most Mercedes cars, providing they've got similar type release mechanism for the handbrake. So this is the one that's on this one. You've just got a handle like that. And basically underneath the handle, when you pull the handle, see at the top there are two Torx bits just above the rubber grommets sitting underneath. You have to undo those two and the whole contraption will come out. Let me take those two bolts out. I'll show you what I mean. This is a bit better view now. You can see where they are. Just undo them too. They are at an angle, they're not straight, so be careful undoing them. Then after the bolts are off, just pull it and clip it from the top, just pull it down a little. I can see the whole mechanism, you can see the ball here. So this part is broken on mine, as you can tell, this side. I could do with just replacing the outer part, but I think I'm going to replace the lot. They come as two separate parts. You can get just this bit replaced. This is Mercedes part, they're not expensive. That's the Mercedes part. And the other one, it's just this. Again, that's the, you can see the Mercedes part on it. I think both of them from Mercedes are not really expensive. They've been quite cheap. I would replace both of them just for the peace of mind. Basically what you do with them is just one slots into the other. I have to pull that contraption out. You can see there's a ball and there's a cable at the end of it. So it's going to be tricky for me to film this now. I'll try to show you how it's done. You have to undo this part without losing the ball. So pull that up, that comes out. See, just pry it up. After it came out, you can, to be on the safe side, I thought about doing it without using any tools, but I think it's going to be safer too. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Stuff like this is extremely awkward, doing it and filming it, and it would be really appreciated if you would at least give us a like or subscribe to the channel, because we are going through some pains here, literally. Right, once I got it caught with the pliers, you twist it so it aligns with the groove on the, if you can see, there's a groove, there's a cable. If you line that cable up with this, it just pops out. So we grab the new one up, yeah, slot the ball where it should sit, slot it into that thing. Now we have to push it into that slot. See? Sorry, it wasn't as clear as I wanted. Put that ball in a hole. Then it was actually easier to put the cable into the back of it and then push the cable underneath this part, this plastic part, so it sits tight. Now when we're going to push it back in, that's basically what you need to do. We just place it back in and click it into place. Yeah, basically the bottom part, you can see there's that clip, that part, that should sit inside it, and this will then clip into the top. So we start with the bottom to line it up, yeah, and then push the top into the clips. You clip it back into place. That's it. And now just put the balls back where they should be. Let me do that and get back to you. Right, back at it. That's all done. It's all sitting back in there. Basically what happens, you have to pull it out of this slot first. It's just a slot on the side of this. Then you have to, because this is just the outer part, then you have to pull it towards this side, pull it out of the groove. But I grabbed it with pliers just to be on the safe side, because you don't want to lose that cable. I'm not sure at how much of a tension that cable is in there, but I wouldn't want to chance it. These are very common to go bad, and mainly because people are just heavy-handed with them. They don't break by themselves. You can see how it's cracked, see? And as I said, it's not they break on its own, people are too heavy-handed with them. In all fairness, obviously it was me who broke it, and it's my wife's car, so she wasn't happy. But the problem was, when I pulled the handle, the actual handbrake pedal didn't release. And because it was cold, I thought it was just seized up a little. The way you should operate it is, you press it down, then you go to this side, pull it gently, and that should pop back up. Let me zoom on the pedal and you'll see what I mean. When I pull the lever, that should just pop back. If it doesn't pop back for any reason, trust me, it has nothing to do with this, and I knew that when I started, but because I was doing it so many times, I just grabbed it just by one side and pulled it, and it just cracked. And it was cold, it was minus something overnight, so it basically was brittle. You put your hand in there and you pull it square. Don't pull it sideways, because you're going to end up where I ended up. But if you've got any problems with this, if that doesn't come back for any reason, when you press it, you pull it gently and it doesn't release. It's nothing to do with the actual handle, it's the actual pedal. If you get that stuck or stuck halfway, what you can do, if it doesn't release, just put your foot underneath it, put pressure on it, and pull the handle at the same time. 9 out of 10 is going to release it all the way. If not, just try to wiggle it back and forth, especially if it's been standing or somebody wasn't using the pedal much. Then it's going to be more aggravated. Then you just have to, as I said, put your foot underneath the pedal, push on it from behind, and then gently pull the handle. But again, you don't have to pull it hard. It's going to snap at some stage, so don't do it. Just pull it gently, and that should release the parking brake pedal. Okay, if you've got a problem with that, if it's not coming back, try to jiggle it, push it more, try to release it, push it more again, try to release it. A couple of times of doing that, and that should release. That should be okay then. Honestly, don't yank this, because you're going to destroy it. All it takes, you put your fingers in, pull it, and it just releases. That's it. You don't need any force on it. It's quite gentle. It's brittle plastic, so just be careful with it. Okay, if I have helped you a little, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. That's a great help, and I'll see you on the next one.